And we're live. Hello, guys. It's Kuya Sok once again coming to you live in New York for another live episode. Good afternoon from New York and good morning, good afternoon, good evening kung saan sulok man kayo ng mundo na nanonood. So today, we're gonna talk about building extra stream of income online while still working. Gaya ng karamihan sa mga tao ngayon na mga busy professionals, busy employees, kung ano mang trabaho nila, a lot of them are starting to shift to online business while still working their current job for not only for well, in most cases in preparation for retirement, okay, but also to those who are still very young to retire for a stream of extra income that they can add on into what they're receiving right now from their current job. Okay? Kasi for a lot of reasons. First, inflation, nagmamahalan na ang mga bilihin. Second, which is very obvious, in preparation for the future, especially during retirement. Okay? Especially those who are near retirement, and especially if they found out na hindi pala sila financially ready to retire. So that is why they're looking for something that they can earn for some extra income online, for example. All right. So it is very important, especially for those who are going to retire, because we need to be financially flexible during our retirement period, especially when there is inflation. So hindi natin alam kung ano ang mga situations that we're going to be facing moving on during retirement. So we need to be financially flexible in times like inflation or situations that are financially unfavorable to anyone. Okay, so at least we have some financial stability that we can uh, use, or that we have in order to face situations such as inflation or anything that is unfavorable financially. Okay. Now, another thing also is ang mga trabaho nowadays have become unpredictable. Right. So it was in the news like a couple of weeks ago about a certain airline. I'm not going to say the name, na nag-close after more than 45 years. Okay? So imagine that long, that was stable for that long, and it has given a lot of people, thousands of people, stability for that long period of time. Then all of a sudden, nag-close sila, right? Um, and there were 17,000 more or less employees of that airline that were affected. Okay, so to those who were able to came up with an alternative like an extra income, um, even before that happened, all right, even without any prediction of something that may happen to their airline, then I would like to think that they must have been okay at this point. At this point, but to those who are not ready for that situation, or that happened to their em- to the employer, okay, so that would be a very devastating situation to be in. Okay, so I would like to. I can speak for a lot of business owners in my business community who started this business before retirement and retiring even before the retirement age. So there's some of us here who retired as early as in their 30s. Okay. I retired. Well, I'm 60 years old. I'm now retired. So I consider myself an early retired teacher. Okay. And my online business has helped me have that confidence not to worry to retire early. Okay. So, and my coach also in this business venture There's another retiree, and she retired so early, at an early age of 41, after having been in the business for just 3 years. So you see, in just 3 years, she was very confident to retire from her stable teaching job to focus on the business, and she's been doing so well with it, and to spend quality time with her family, and to build a legacy that she can pass on to her children. Okay, because this is one of the things that this business can offer to anyone who would build something for themselves and their family when they decide to uh, do the business, a legacy that they can pass on to their children if we have children. Okay, so among other things, so tax write-off because we are tax registered, right? In the US, we're tax registered. So at the end of each fiscal year, we are receiving a 1099, and based on that, we'll have to pay our taxes. We have to file our taxes using a 1099, and of course, for the expenses that we have for our business during that fiscal year, we can claim them for tax write-off. All right. So when we talk about legitimacy, it's legit because it's federally registered. Right. So um, so building extra stream of income while still working has been a thing for a lot of employees nowadays. Right. Again, for those reasons that they have mentioned, the unpredictability of jobs, for preparation for retirement, okay, for extra income to those who are still too early to retire, right? And for this online business that I'm in particular, uh, this is something that you can venture alongside, or that you can do alongside your busy job, because it's very doable. All right. You can do it at your own pace. You can just use a portion of your available time. By available time is actually the time that is outside of your work. Okay, that is when you're done with work during the day. So you can just use like a few minutes of it, maybe 45 minutes or even 30 minutes or an hour or two. It depends on how much time you can spend for this online business. Okay. And it we can also use um, your lunch period. Okay. Because you only need your cell phone, right? You don't need to be confined at home, glued to your laptop or your cell phone 24/7 to do the business. No, that's not how it works, right? So even if you are outside, even if you are taking a lunch break, you can use a portion of that to do something for your online business with just your cell phone and a good connection to make it work. Okay, because you only need a cell phone or a laptop or a computer and a good connection to make things work for this online business. Okay, so that is why it's very doable, because when you are out of your house for some errands or for anything else, right? Most of the time, well, we always do that with with our dalang ating cell phone. Okay, so we can do something for the online business. So that means to say you can take the business with you wherever you go and do something for it, just using your cell phone and a good connection. Right. So, hindi kinakailangan na we are glued to our cell phone or laptop 24/7, because hindi na kailangan yan, kasi we have an automated system which does the most part of uh, that component of the business, 90%, right? It does the heavy lifting for us in the business, right? So that maski tulog pa tayo, or we are in the middle of something, we're doing something not related to our business, it continues to run in the background 24/7. So that is why nasabi ko na it's very doable because you can only use 30 minutes, 45 minutes, or isang oras, dalawang oras of your available time to do the business. Okay? And hindi and you can also do it even before you uh, leave the house for work. Okay? Well, anytime na pwede kayong uh, do something for the business. Of course, you're not going to do that when you're doing your job. Of course, you're not. That should not be the case, right? So you can do it by using a portion of your available time, right? By available time that's outside of work, right? And I'm talking to those who are still working. Okay, so if you're looking for some uh, extra income online, this is a smart way to do it because it's doable, right? If you are someone who's working and in the process of, I mean, and you're thinking of preparing for retirement, it's a smart plan B for you guys to engage in, okay? Because again, for the same reason, it's doable. The time to do it is very flexible, right? So if you are looking for something to build for yourself and your family, okay? Unlike sa ating mga trabaho na we're building something for someone else. Here, you're building something for yourself and your family for the future, right? For more flexibility, for time, freedom, because for to a lot of business owners in our online business community globally, a lot of them have enjoyed time freedom. Okay, they have retired early. Some of them have quit their job and they made the right decision of focusing on the business because of the success that they have been achieving in this online business. Right? They have spent quality time. They've been spending quality time with their family, and of course, continue to achieve financial blessings alongside a lot of learnings that they have been uh, acquiring through the trainings, the coaching, and a lot of the learning resources that they're able to learn from as they apply and apply in the business. So a lot of personal growth. Okay, so there's that balance of personal growth and financial success in this online business community. All right, so aside from financial blessings, personal growth, you get to travel, right? And uh, travel expenses, just like any expenses that are business related, you can claim that for tax write off. Okay, so those are just some of the things that you can uh, possibly achieve through this online business. Okay, so of course, financial blessings would be one of them. All right, so but there's a lot more. All right, so paano ba mag-umpisa sa online business na ito? There's going to be a process, and that process you have to take steps, right, in learning the business so that you will have the time to really decide on yourself and figure out if it is for you or not. So the first step is for free, and it's the free webinar. All right. So ang kinakailangan lang sa free webinar is your email address. Don't worry about it in sharing your email address because it's safe with us. Okay. So this we need to be connected in our online system through your email address and for you to have access to the free webinar. So the free webinar contains a video that will give you details, right, about the business, enough for you to learn about it, and enough for you to figure out if this is for you or not. Because I have to be honest with you guys, everybody can have access to the free webinar in order to learn the business. And it's that same free webinar that will help you figure out if it's for you or not. That means to say that this may not be for everyone, for everybody. Okay, this may not be for everybody, but everybody can have access to the free webinar so that they can learn about the business and so that they can have uh, the help that they need to figure out if it is for them, if it's the right fit for them or not. Okay, so that's how it works. So by saying that, it doesn't sound recruiting, okay? Because we're not recruiting. We are providing you with the materials, okay? If you're able to connect with us through our story, our lifestyle, right? So if you're able to connect with me through this Go Live, and I made you curious about learning the business, all you need to do is to reach out to me with a general inquiry about the business, right? Or you can register your name and email address on my website that you can see on the screen. I can see it also, www.soclamuchadigital.com, and you will have access to the free webinar. Okay, so that's how it works here. So we do attraction marketing. We're not recruiting. We're not chasing people to join the business. That's not how it works here. We are uh, connecting with you by sharing our story, and that's attraction marketing, by sharing our lifestyle, by sharing how has life have been with us as online business uh, owners and mentors and coaches. Okay, so if you're able to relate to that, right, then you can reach out to me. Okay, so I started this business before I retired. I was a teacher for um, 20 years. If I have to include my teaching experience in the Philippines, it's more than 30 years. Okay, so and this online business, I was at some point very burnt out. Okay, there was too much pressure from my job. It was very suffocating na, and at that age, I was almost 60 years old, and para sa akin, parang nandito na ako sa edad na ito pero I'm still have to go through this uh, overwhelming pressure. Nakaka-burnt out na talaga. It's mentally and um, emotionally draining. Okay? So, sa awa ng Diyos naman, I came across with a video from my now coach who introduced me into the business. And it was also the time that she shared her story about retiring early from her stable teaching job because she's also a Filipino immigrant, Bisaya din siya, right? And then she shared her story that she's finally retiring from her teaching job and will focus on her business. And at that time, also, she was already a coach. And yes, she's been in the business. She was in the business at that time for 3 years yet. But then uh, she decided to retire early at age 41. Well, anyway, right? Don't assume that for anyone you only have you have to wait. You have to like it's going to be like an overnight thing for you to be successful. No, okay. So for my coach, it took her 3 years to decide to retire from her teaching job. For others, it may take shorter than that, or for others, it may take longer than that. Okay, what I'm trying to say is uh, the success stories of the people in our online business community, it depends. It depends on the individual business owner, mentor, or coach on how they put the effort in growing their business. All right. So, one nating i-assume na once we join the business, agad-agad magiging millionaire na tayo. No, that's not how it works. There's not a quick rich type of business venture. We really have to be working smart in putting the effort in growing our business once we become online business owners ourselves. Okay? We really have to put in the effort. We're still responsible in growing our individual business. Yes, we get the help from our coach and mentor, right? And that also one requirement for us to be coachable all the time, right? So we have coaches and mentors that will guide us every step of the way. Uh, there are online trainings, free of access for us. There are live sessions, live strategy sessions that we can have access to, and a lot more of learning resources that we can learn from and apply into our own business. All right, we get all those helps, but then again, at the end of the day, every single one of us is still responsible in putting the effort and growing our business. That is why every success is different for every online business owner in this online business community, right? So I hope that I made myself clear on that, that this is not a quick rich type of business venture, right? So if that is what you are looking for, I would like to say that it is not the right um, thing for you, okay? So, but if you have that willingness to learn, to be coachable, if you have that open mind for something else, if you have that mindset and uh, the eagerness to be consistent, to show up for your business, all right, to learn new things, okay, uh, the commitment, determination to put the effort and grow your business, then this is the one for you, okay? So, besides the free webinar, we also have another way for you to start the business by joining our free info session. It's quite different from our free webinar. Of course, the free info session is for you to learn about the business, but this time it's being conducted through a Zoom live meeting conducted by a panel of coaches in our business community. Right? It's live. It's a virtual live meeting through Zoom, and this will give you the chance to speak and ask questions about the business to our business coaches. Right? So you will have a great time to really clarify things that you would like to be clarified on about the business from our business coaches. Right? So that's another way to learn about the business besides the free webinar, because the free webinar is a video but enough information for you to learn about the business and enough for you to figure it out if it's a right fit for you or not. It's the same way with a free info session, except that it is a live Zoom meeting, right? And another thing also is for the free info session, we are also giving out free gifts to those who are joining, all right? What would be that gift? You will know it during the info session. But just the same, just like the free webinar, we would need your email address, right? Before we can give you access to the Zoom link for the free info session. All right. So either way, your email address is needed. So all you need to do is to reach out to me. All right. Or you can register your name and email address on my website www.soclamuchadigital.com. Okay. So guys, if you're someone who's a busy professional, a busy employee, and you're looking for um, something extra income online, which is something that you can do alongside your busy job, this one is the right one for you because it's very doable. You don't need to quit your job to do this. Or if you're someone who's looking for uh, a smart plan B while preparing for your retirement after a year or two from now, this is the one for you. For the same reason, you can do this alongside your job. You don't need to quit your job. You don't need to retire early. Okay, but it depends on you. On when you decide to do the business and you're still working, and let's say you become very successful and confident to retire early, right? Because of with the help of this online business, then it all boils down into your decision on how you decide for your future. But definitely, if you are looking for something to build for yourself and for your family for the future, this is the one for you. Okay, remember, ang ating mga trabaho, we're building that for someone else. This one, we're building this for ourselves and for our family and for the future. Okay, if you're looking for some flexibility and time freedom and extra income opportunities or financial blessings and financials and would want some help for financial stability, especially if you are retiring, right? This is the one for you. So just reach out to me, and those are the ways that you can reach me out by just sending me a message, a general question about this online business, or you can register your name and email address on my website you can see on the screen. Okay, guys, so that's it for today. Thank you for being with me. To those who will be able to see this, the replay of this video, I say this. I'm saying the same thing to you guys. If I happen to make you curious about learning this online business, you know what to do. Okay, just reach out to me or just register your name and email address on my website. Okay, bye for now, guys. Enjoy the rest of your day.